It has been 11 years since you have booted up a brand new edition of NCAA football. Maybe not 11 years since you last played it. Of course, those of you out there that are huge college football gamers playing the college football video game, whether that's NCAA 13 or 14, or going back to some of the older versions like '07 or '08, and really just reliving in that nostalgia, begging and pleading and hoping and praying that a new edition of NCAA football will be announced. That's what EA Sports gave us in 2021. The announcement that NCAA football would be making its long awaited return. And on July 19th of this year, 2024, we will be getting a new edition of NCAA football. It's been 11 years in the making, 3 years in production, and only a month and a half away. And whether you've already hit that pre-order button, you're just waiting for it to come out on the shelves, or you still have to go out and buy that next-gen console that you know you're going to package with NCAA football, you should be excited. I am excited. This is one of the most hyped things, one of the most talked about things of all time in the video game industry, and it's going to show with numbers and everything like that. But I'm not here to talk about all of the numbers and the statistics of what the sales are going to look like. No, you guys want to hear what the game is going to be about. We have more information than ever on NCAA Football 25 presented to us by EA Sports. I'm going to talk about my excitement level and everything that you need to know about EA Sports NCAA Football 25 as of this current moment. What's up, Tailgaters? You're in the booth with Tailgate Nate today. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a little bit of a brand new set. So, I like to do these videos where I sit down, just myself and you guys, talking about things going on in the college athletic world, more specifically the college football world. And if you guys enjoy these type of videos and you want to see my predictions, because guys, prediction season is just around the corner. June 2nd, I believe that's 3 or 4 days from now, predictions are going to be starting. I plan to do around 1 to 2 videos every single day over the next 2 and a little bit months heading into the college football season, predicting all 134 FBS level teams. Guys, that means I do your favorite team. So what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you know when your favorite team gets uploaded. Other ways to support my channel include, doing what you guys are doing right now, simply just by watching the video. You can also like, you can comment, you can share, and anything else you can think of to help support the channel. If you are willing and able to do so, I would appreciate it tenfold. Thank you guys for all the support you show to this channel. Let us talk about EA Sports college football, because the excitement just flows through you, even talking about it, even thinking about getting your hands on this new edition of EA Sports college football NCAA 25 is absolutely mind-blowing. This is something that some people thought we were never going to get. And again, as I said in my intro, this is something that people like me have been pleading and asking for the better part of a decade. Now we finally have it again. I'll say the date again, July 19th, 2024. Save it in your calendar. That is when this game comes out. Now, we have a lot of information about this game already. I'm going to be reading off an article here from Fox Sports that I thought did a pretty nice job at being able to kind of put all the information in one. It doesn't have a writer credited to it, so I apologize to the writer of this article, unless it was like a joint write article in which a lot of people got together and wrote it. But again, finally, we get this game. You have seen the cover art. You saw the deluxe cover and you saw the regular cover. That's going to have Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers, Colorado star dual-way player Travis Hunter, as well as Michigan running back Donovan Edwards. And the deluxe cover has so many more. I believe Quinshon Judkins is on there, the Ole Miss transfer that went over to go play for Ohio State. Believe Jalen Milroe is on there as well. You have a Notre Dame player, a couple other teams represented on the deluxe cover. It's just mind-blowing that we're actually getting this, and I am just so excited. I am so excited that we finally have a game to even talk about. I'll be even more excited when we finally have a game to play. But people have started to get their hands on this game, and people have started to play the game. So I'll tell you a little bit about what gameplay looks like, but let's talk about the game itself. What is going to be in the game? What sort of modes and what sort of teams are we going to be able to play as? Well, while I kind of figured this, there will be no FCS teams. So you won't have your North Dakota State, your South Dakota State, any of those teams. So no FCS teams will be in the game. I have rumors and reports that probably it's going to end up being a DLC somewhere down the line, but I think that's a little bit of a ways off. So EA just wanted to focus on making the 134 teams to the best of their ability. And for the first time, a college video game will have real, actual players. Your favorite players, whether that be Jalen Milroe or Will Howard or Quinn Ewers or Travis Hunter or Shadur Sanders or anyone else, any other player, as long as they have opted into the game, they will be present in this game. So no, you will not be able to play as Arch Manning, and they're even going to be doing some things in the game to where, yes, you will still be able to create your own player, but it's going to have some sort of software in it that's going to prevent you from creating a player like Arch Manning to put on and again, some of the other players that have opted out here of this game. However, over 12,800 players have opted into this game. EA initially had a goal of getting 87% of all student athletes to accept the offer, and they surpassed that goal by the beginning of March. There are, I would imagine that 99% of student athletes who play college football have opted into this game. They get a $600 bonus for being able to opt in, and again, they sort of get that $600 as EA using their name, image, and likeness. Not a bad little paycheck, if I do say so myself. A copy of the game is going to run you about $70. So for those student athletes, if they don't have a video game console, they said, hey, here's $600, go buy a console, go buy the game, go play. To me, that's what that $600 really represents, but I know it's a lot bigger than that. So let's go ahead and talk about a little bit more about what sort of features are going to be in this game. Okay, one thing I do have to say off the bat is there will be no Heisman Trophy, there will be no Bolitnikoff, there will be no anything like that. The Heisman Trust announced in March that it would allow EA to use the Heisman Trophy. However, the National College Football Awards Association declined an offer to allow EA Sports to use its awards in game. So while there will be the Heisman Trophy, there will not be other things such as the Bednarik, the Bolitnikoff, the Davey O'Brien, the Doak Walker. Those things will not be in the game. The Heisman Trust, again, I sort of misread and misspoke. There will be the Heisman Trophy, but none of these other awards will be featured in game. So no Maxwell, no Davey O'Brien, no Outland Trophy, no Ray Guy Trophy, none of those things. But we have the most important trophy, right? We have the Heisman. The Heisman Trophy will be in the game, which is awesome. I think that's awesome. Yes, it's a shame that some of these other awards aren't going to be in, but we have the most important award in college football, and it's one of the most important and one of the most recognizable awards in sports. We have it in this game. That is important to me and should be important to you as well. You will be able to enter the new 12-team college football playoff. That is going to be implemented into this game. Now, down the line, if this video game continues to roll out new additions year after year like it used to, that might expand to the 14-team playoff that has already been approved 2 years from now, right? So there's the new 12-team system that's getting implemented this year and a 14-team system that has been approved and will be getting put in, I believe that is 2026. So keep that in mind. We'll see if that ends up getting into the video game there as well. But so let's talk about some of the modes that are going to be here. So popular game modes are coming back. Dynasty mode is back, Road to Glory is back, and they are expected to be included in this game. In fact, we already have confirmation that they are in this game from people that have been able to get their hands on it and sort of test pilot it and test play it and things like that. So some New developments, though, that will be in the game, of course, with the big addition of the transfer portal. Obviously, in real life, the transfer portal will be in the NCAA college football game, which I think is going to get hectic really, really fast. I think with the addition of the transfer portal, and depending on, I don't know if you're going to be able to set the frequency of how often players enter the portal or leave the portal or things like that, but I imagine it probably won't be as hectic as it is in real life, or it'll be even more hectic than it is in real life. There will be no in between. Everybody in the NCAA football video game could be looking like Deion Sanders in Colorado, just flipping an entire roster from year one directly into year two. So those are going to be in the game. So a lot of you may be asking, no mascot mode? I know, no mascot mode. It is a big, big disappointment. I think a lot of people were really excited for mascot mode. And if you've never played mascot mode, I highly encourage you to load up your old copy of 12, 13, 14, whatever you have, and play mascot mode. It really is a great time. It is a lot of fun. It's really goofy. It's really funky, but it's very fun to play. So if you want to play mascot mode, you'll have to end up loading up an old copy of the game to be able to do that, because it will not be in the new edition of NCAA football. Okay, dynasties. Let's talk about Dynasty mode. Dynasties can have up to 32 users, but online Dynasty mode won't be cross-compatible between PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox consoles, whether that's your Series X or Series S. I assume your Series X and S will be compatible because, again, it's Xbox, so you should be able to be compatible there, but it will not be cross-platform compatible in that, which I don't think is necessarily a huge deal. I know to some people out there it is going to be. For me, not necessarily a big deal at all. There's a 30-year maximum limit for each dynasty mode. I believe that was sort of the case in the previous games as well. But I'll be flat out honest. I never pushed a dynasty that far. I pushed dynasties to maybe 15, 16 with UMass and some others, to where I was just winning national championships year in and year out. And then that's when you usually tear it down and you decide to start over and you pick a brand new team that you have to try to rebuild. But users are going to be able to start as the head coach, offensive coordinator, or defensive coordinator, and each coach is going to end up having a backstory. So this is something that I understand is new, whether that's motivator, recruiter, or tactician. So yeah, so you're going to be able to kind of set your backstory as that. Users will also be able to customize conferences, creating leagues up to 20 teams. The biggest conference we have now is the Big Ten. It has 18 teams. The ACC is very close behind with 17. And then, of course, your Big 12 and SEC, your other two Power 4 conferences, have 16. And then you get into some of the Group of 5 conferences that have either 13 or 14. You will be able to create custom conferences that have up to 20 teams. So if you wanted to add 2 more teams to the Big Ten conference, you could go right ahead on and do that. Recruiting is also going to be featured in the game as well. This was a highly popular yet tedious feature in the old game, to where you had to go through and recruit players. Recruiting classes will have over 4,000 prospects, as teams can hold up to 85 scholarship players, just like in real life. They'll be able to control how much effort. Name, image, and likeness deals reportedly aren't going to be involved in recruiting. However, they can encourage players to transfer, and the transfer portal will be similar to that of, you're going to have to, again, much like it is in real life, recruit your high school kids, as well as going over to the transfer portal and saying, hey, come play for my school. Now, while I don't have super official word of this yet, I assume there will be very, very basic things like, your promises, as in like, hey, I promise to go win you a national championship. I promise you're going to be an All-American, to help you boost your recruiting and transfer portal things, as according to, again, however it is you want to do it. Team Builder is also going to be back. So in Team Builder, you got to sort of create your own school, your own logo, things like that. That is going to be back there as well. So that's a little bit of a taste of what Dynasty mode is going to look like. And obviously you have your Road to Glory mode as well, where you get a pick to be a certain player, and then sort of work them through the ranks of college athletics, where you get to control just that one player. Now, from what I understand and from what I have read, it's honestly a pretty big disappointment in the fact that Road to Glory mode will not be including the high school road anymore. That is what I have read and that is what I have heard, which I think is really, really sad. I actually really enjoyed, being able to create yourself or someone else in the game and work them up their senior year of high school, being able to up your recruiting level and then go get recruited. I thought that's one of the parts that made it really, really special to me. Sadly, we're not going to have that now, but you will be able to sort of set how hard your journey is going to be through college, how much you're going to have to fight for playing time. You can set yourself, I believe, from anything from a 2-star to a 5-star, and then that's going to impact your overall level and how you progress through Road to Glory. So while there's no high school, from what I understand it, it is going to be maybe a little bit more challenging to sort of earn some playing time or to sort of go through the ranks and things like that. Okay, so that's a little bit about the modes that you're going to see. Obviously, you have your play now mode where you can just play, where you can just put two teams together. Maybe you have a buddy over that brings his controller. Boom, you guys can go into play now mode and do that. That's obviously still going to be there, but what is the gameplay going to be like? Well, I want to start with sort of the background, right? What's the stadium atmosphere going to be like? What are some of the traditions going to be like? I know, so let's start with traditions, right? I know that this is going to upset some people in the fact that Enter Sandman is not going to be in. So if you are a Virginia Tech Hokie fan, sorry, but there will be no Enter Sandman entrances, my apologies, much like there will be no jump around at Camp Randall Stadium, which honestly I totally get, right? Licensing issues with those bands is just really, really tough. It is really hard and it is really expensive and probably way out of EA's budget. So, those of you out there, have a bigger budget. Really, it shouldn't be something that you get super upset about because that to me is understandable, right? You just can't afford it. It's out of the budget. Being able to put it in a video game that is going to sell millions and millions and millions of copies is going to be really, really expensive for royalties and everything like that. So I fully understand not having some of those traditions in. However, what I do have word of, Zombie Nation, Sandstorm, Tsunami, Mo Bamba, and some of the other the pep band songs and music of that nature will be in the game. So good job on them on getting Mo Bamba in. Obviously, that is a huge hype song. Go back and look at the whiteout when Michigan had to call the timeout on the first play of the game because they were going to be getting a delay of game if they didn't do so because the stadium was so loud. It was rocking to that song. Zombie Nation, Sandstorm, Tsunami, obviously some great, great hype songs as well. As far as some of the other traditions go, I understand that some of the things like running through the T, script Ohio, and other little traditions like that. The duck on the bike, the Trojan stamping the sword into midfield, the Seminole horse rider, that is all going to be present in the game, as well the atmospheres. And from what I have read and heard of people who have play tested this game, they love it. And the atmosphere is absolutely insane. It is electric. It gives you goosebumps, and it is exactly what the college football video game needed to have. There's been video out there of DKR Memorial Stadium at Texas, and just looking over the entire stadium, and the atmospheres are going to end up being really, really unique. You're going to have specific fan chants. You're going to have, again, from my understanding, some sort of traditions and things there. You can look across the crowd and see fans doing different gestures and different sort of motions. I'm really excited to get into it. It's going to be really, really cool. And that's just a little bit about some of these stadium traditions. As far as, I guess, the crowd concerns there as well, Penn State's whiteout, Tennessee's checkerboard, Texas A&M's red, white, and blue crowd, all of those things and more are going to be featured in the game. Let's talk about the actual gameplay itself. Uniforms, we have to start there. at the very, very minimum, the very minimum, each team is going to have at least like 3 helmets, 4 jerseys, 3 pants, numerous other uniforms, and some have up to 20 or more possible combinations. Looking at you, Oregon, we know you are going to be one of those teams, but that was a big thing that some of the NCAA games in the past maybe not necessarily lacked, but just didn't, well, okay, yes, lacked. The uniform combinations are as unique a part of college football as some of the traditions that we have. So teams like Oregon are probably going to end up having their eggshell jersey. They're going to have their greens, their yellows, their whites, their blacks, everything of that nature. You could even see some of the black alternate jerseys that Ohio State, Tennessee, Florida, some of these other schools have pulled out. But from my understanding, the jersey combination thing is going to be massive. And there are going to be so many different possibilities for you to be able to customize how the team you are controlling and the team that you're going to be playing against looks on the field, which I think is awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's get into the actual gameplay now. The big thing that is coming here in this game is physics-based tackling. So in the old NCAA games, you could pretty much hit stick your way through anything and you'd be pretty set and good to go. From my understanding, it's not really going to work like that anymore. And playing defense is going to be a lot harder than it has been in the past iterations of this game. There's going to be a new passing meter. There's going to be a new kicking meter, and the passing meter, from what I understand, is pretty darn complex. So there's going to be a meter that obviously you can hold for as long as you want to generate more power. But from what I also understand it, the longer you hold it, the more the accuracy gets affected of that pass. Obviously, you could tap a button to throw a lob pass or hold it to throw a sort of bullet pass. That's still going to be implemented in this game here as well. But now you have the meter involved. There's going to be a new kicking meter that, from my understanding, it's going to take a little bit of inspiration from Madden, but it's also going to be different in its own way as well. So there are some of the new mechanics there on the offensive side. Some of the other game testers even went in and tested some of the things with like the option play. So they went in with Army, Navy, Air Force, try to test some of the option plays. There is the option of a quick pitch or a more sort of powerful pitch, sort of like if you're throwing a pass, you just tap or hold on the right bumper, right trigger, again, whatever button that is going to happen to be. But also from what I have heard, and yes, playing defense is going to be tougher. Offensively, you're going to have a little bit more complex buttons and things that you can do offensively. There are 134 unique playbooks, and everyone that has gone in and tested the game has spoken the exact same thing. Yeah, every playbook is a little bit different, and EA did a great job of being able to customize the playbooks to the offenses and defenses needs of that specific school. So I thought that was really, really cool. So yeah, again, the game features many intricacies featured in playbooks. There are going to be run pass options. There are going to be pre-snap adjustments. Also, going back and talking about the atmosphere a little bit, you're going to be able to feel the stadium pulse or the vibration in your controller. Which is something that used to happen in the past iterations. But from my understanding, it's been upgraded to be a little bit more haptic and a little bit more responsive, which is wonderful, and I think is going to be very, very fun. So, I don't necessarily think I'm forgetting anything. Not off the top of my head. If there's something I didn't say in this video that you guys think of, put it in the comment section down below. Any other news that you've heard. But guys, I've been playing NCAA 13. I have 13, not 14. I have 13, and I've been playing it for the better part of, again, the past 9 years to the past decade. I have loved it. I have been one of those people that has just pleaded and begged for NCAA football to come out with a brand new game. And a lot of you out there finally get it. We finally get it. NCAA Football 25, July 19th, 2024. I'll say the date one final time. July 19th. this year of our Lord 2024. Put it in your calendar. Go out, pre-order the game. Go out, buy the game. Go out and play the game. You're going to be able to play the game for about a month before the college football season starts. Again, guys, that was my thoughts on sort of, or I guess just telling you what was going to be in the NCAA football video game. I haven't even talked about my thoughts a lot yet, have I? I'll do that here for a little bit here towards the end of this video. From everything that I have heard and everything that I have read and all the teasers and things that EA has put out, my expectations are through the freaking roof. They are all the way up here. All the way up here. I am so excited for this game to come out. I am so excited to finally get my hands on a copy of this game. I just can't wait to get in there and boot up a dynasty of Kennesaw State, who's going to be a new team joining the FBS ranks, getting in with UMass, playing as your favorite team. Obviously, you guys see the logo behind me. You know who that is going to be. Playing the Road to Glory, playing the Dynasty mode. I am so excited for this game to come out. Guys, you have absolutely no idea. This is going to be, this game is going to sell millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of copies, and it is going to be one of the most popular video games of this generation because of how much hype has circulated surrounding this game, how much effort EA Sports has put in to this game. I am through the moon, I'm overjoyed with excitement and emotion and really whatever else you want to say, because I'm ready for this game. I have been waiting for so long, much like many of you other diehard college football video game fans. We finally get it. It's finally here, and I think it's going to be awesome. From the sounds of it, yes, there are a couple bugs here and there. That's normal during testing, but from everything that the game testers have sort of said as of right now, it looks to meet pretty much every expectation that everyone had and then some. So I am thoroughly excited and just, I mean, you guys can probably hear it later in this video. I'm so excited. I really don't have a whole lot of words. I just can't wait to get my hands on this game. I'm sure there will be more information that comes out of this game at a later date. But as of right now, that's what we know. That's what is going on. And yeah, I'm super excited. Everything that I've read, everything that I've seen sounds awesome, looks awesome, and just I can only imagine what the actual gameplay is like. I have read that you're probably going to have to relearn how to play the game, so probably boot up a couple exhibition matches, a couple scrimmage matches, just to sort of get the controls under, and then boom, you hit Dynasty mode, and you're going. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, prediction season is right around the corner. I'll be talking about the final week of the UFL regular season tomorrow. We'll do another college football video on Saturday, and then Sunday, it's go time. June 2nd, my predictions will begin. All 134 teams, buckle up and strap in. It's going to be a fun ride. Appreciate all you guys watching. Remember to play hard, but tailgate harder. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Goodbye.